I think I figured something out. It is a little bit precarious, but I'm going to try it and we're going to see. This book is Santa Ana, the People, the Pueblo, and the History of Tamaya. Published by the University of New Mexico Press. This book I bought at the Santa Ana Pueblo. You can also purchase it online, and a lot of the libraries in Albuquerque have this book as well. Has a copyright from 1994 by the Pueblo of Santa Ana, and it was printed in 2009 for the first paper-bound printing. Here's all the stats if you want to find it for yourself, and these are the table of contents. You have all the illustrations, because this book does have illustrations. All the acknowledgments, the preface, the introduction, which we will read. The Tamaya before Tamaya, the Tamaya May before Tamaya, Hanu meets Castra, Castra returns, Hanu resists Castra, Tamaya in a changing world, Tamaya besieged, Tamaya meets Americana, Tamaya under Americana's law, Americana moves towards Tamaya, Tamaya's lands, Americana's rulings, Tamaya yesterday and today. And then you have all of the appendixes as well, tracing the history of the Tamaya May before Tamaya, map sources, private claims in the Ranchito, missionaries at Santa Ana, superintendents of Indian Affairs for New Mexico, Pueblo Indian agents responsible for Santa Ana, Tamaya's officers, abbreviations, notes, and index. These are the different maps that will be seen in this book. We have the upper world, the Tamaya May at Pacu, the Tamaya May journey to the rest, early Tamaya May settlements near the Rio Grande, Hanu meets Castra, the Coronado expedition of 1540 to 1542, Castra returns, the Pueblo revolt of 1680, Castra's attempts to reconquer the Pueblos, 1680 to 1692. Tamaya May lands in 1766, the Pueblos and their neighbors from 1600 to 1680, the Pueblos and their neighbors 1700s to 1770, the Pueblos and their neighbors from 1770 to 1850. Tamaya's lands and Americana's laws, Tamaya and Americana, Tamaya and the railroads, Tamaya and the Pueblo Lands Board, Pueblo Lands Board rulings, Santa Ana land purchases in Ranchito, Tamaya, Tamaya May lands, Southwest regions and Keres origins, possible Eastern Keres migration routes, Santa Ana migrations proposed by Florence Haley Elias, Santa Ana, Zia, and Western Kiris archaeological sites. And this is about the photographs. We're going to go over the different photograph names. We have Tamaya, 1903, photograph by George H. Pepper, courtesy of the Museum of American Indian, Hayes Foundation. Houses at Tamaya, 1903. Oven and chimneys at Tamaya. House with chimney, 1903. Drawing of Tamaya, 1920, courtesy of the Museum of New Mexico. Postcard of Pueblo women fetching water, 1925, photograph from the Arkansas History Commission collection, courtesy of the New Mexico State Record Center and Archives. Homes at Tamaya, 1935, photograph by T. Harmon Parkhurst, courtesy of the Museum of New Mexico. Kiva, oven, wagon, and corral at Tamaya, 1935, photographed by T. Harmon Parkhurst, courtesy of the Museum of New Mexico. Tamaya in 1935, courtesy of the Museum of New Mexico. Tamaya in 1948, photograph from the Dietrich collection, courtesy of the New Mexico State Record Center and Archives. Aerial view of Tamaya, 1948, photograph by Stanley Stubbs, courtesy of the Museum of New Mexico. Housing at Old Santa Ana, 1980, photographs by Jenny Young. Community Center at Santa Ana, 1980, photographed by Jenny Young. Tamaya, 1980, also photographed by Jenny Young. Tamaya churches. Santa Ana Mission, 1899. Photograph by Adam C. Roman, courtesy of the Museum of New Mexico. Santa Ana Mission, 1903, photograph by George H. Pepper, courtesy of the Museum of the American Indian Hayes Foundation. Carlos Vieira, painting of the Santa Ana Mission, 1910, photograph from Carlos Vieira, from the Trent Thomas Collection, courtesy of New Mexico State Record Center and Archives. Santa Ana Mission, 1935, courtesy of the Mission of New Mexico. Church Interior, 1935. Santa Ana Mission, 1980, photograph by Jenny Young. St. Anthony's Church at Ranchito, 1980, photograph by Jenny Young. Farming and ranching. Photograph of the Tamaya man at a water hole taken to support Santa Ana's grazing lease application in 1937-38, courtesy of the National Archives. Corn, the first major crop of the Hanu, photograph courtesy of the National Archives. An unidentified Tamaya man using a horse-drawn binder, photograph courtesy of the National Archives. The Pueblo's thresher, probably brought in the 1930s with Pueblo Lands Board funds. Photograph courtesy of the National Archives. Tamaya May, unidentified group in front of ovens and buildings at Tamaya May. Photograph by T. Harmon Parkhurst, courtesy of the Museum of New Mexico. Unidentified group at Tamaya, 1935. Photograph by T. Harmon Parkhurst, courtesy of the Museum of New Mexico. Domingo Montoya, 1936. Lope Sanchez, 1935. The Miami Man Drumming for Tourists at Coronado Monument, 1948. Courtesy of the New Mexico State Record Center and Archives. Next reading will be about the acknowledgments. But that is it for now. Thank you for joining me.